Before the trigger, there was the match. And before the rifle, there was this, the Matchlock Arquebus, the weapon that ignited the age of gunpowder. Welcome back to Marksman Choice, where history's most legendary weapons are brought back to life. Today we go back over 500 years to an era when knights still ruled battlefields, swords still flashed under the sun, and yet a spark of smoke and steel was about to change everything. This is the story of the Matchlock Arquebus, the first true shoulder-fired firearm, the bridge between medieval warfare and modern ballistics. When it first appeared in the 15th century, the arquebus was more than just a weapon. It was a revolution, a tube of metal mounted on a wooden stock, ignited by a burning slow match. It replaced the archer's bow and the crossbow's string with something terrifyingly new: controlled firepower. At first glance, it looked primitive. A long iron barrel, a wooden stock carved by hand, and a serpentine lever that held a piece of smoldering cord, the slow match. But pull that lever, and the world around it would change. The match dropped into the flash pan, gunpowder ignited, and a lead ball roared out with thunder and smoke. The first time armies heard that thunder, it echoed through Europe and through history. The arquebus was heavy, unreliable, and painfully slow to reload. But it worked. In the right hands, it could pierce armor that no arrow could touch. It turned the power balance of war upside down. Even a common soldier could now take down a knight. By the early 1500s, Matchlock arquebuses were being used across Spain, Italy, Japan, and the Ottoman Empire. They became the standard firearm for infantry across the Old World. On the battlefields of Europe and Asia, formations of arquebusiers stood shoulder to shoulder, smoke thick in the air, the smell of sulfur everywhere. They fired in volleys, reloading in rhythm, as fire and lead replaced sword and shield. It wasn't perfect. The matchlock was slow, and the burning cord could give away a soldier's position at night. Rain could ruin your shot. But despite these flaws, it laid the foundation for every musket, rifle, and sniper weapon that would come after. Every pull of a trigger today owes something to that glowing cord, that first spark. Mechanically, the arquebus was simple but brilliant for its time. The serpentine arm held the burning match. When pulled by the soldier, it swung down into the flash pan, igniting a small priming charge, which in turn set off the main powder inside the barrel. That simple chain reaction, spark to powder to projectile, became the heart of every firearm we know today. The arquebus came in many shapes and lengths, from small cavalry types to long two-handed models fired from stands or rests. Japan's Tanegashima, for example, was a localized version that transformed samurai warfare forever. In Europe, it paved the way for the musket, the flintlock, and eventually the rifle. But perhaps the most powerful thing about the Matchlock Arquebus wasn't its engineering. It was what it symbolized. It was the end of the age of knights and the birth of the age of the soldier. The moment the arquebus fired its first shot, the world realized that power no longer belonged to armor and nobility. It belonged to whoever could wield fire and steel with steady hands. Even today, preserved arquebuses rest behind glass in museums, silent but never forgotten. The burn marks, the dents, the carved wood, they all whisper stories of early gunmen, of wars fought in clouds of smoke, and of humanity's first step toward modern ballistics. So next time you see a rifle, a pistol, or even a sniper, remember this humble ancestor. The Matchlock Arquebus, slow, smoky, and dangerous, was the spark that started it all. This is Marksman Choice, and you've just witnessed where gun history truly began. If you enjoyed diving into the origins of firearms, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share, because this is just the beginning. Next time, we'll uncover another weapon that shaped the world, one bullet, one trigger pull at a time.